Hello everyone, I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself because I'm going to download this. I'm going to use this on my YouTube. So, hello YouTube, hello CCVAB. We getting ready to do part 3A. This is the Pore. So, I had to get that out the way. Hello, whoever you are. Welcome. Welcome. Okay, so, what I'm going to be doing is the layer of the memorial piece that has the picture or whatever you're going to put it in there. The big clear area. Okay, that's what we're going to do now. Thank you for joining me. Hey, Nikki. So thank you for joining me. I have started getting myself prepared. So I didn't want to mix the epoxy too early. So I have already poured 250 milliliters or whatever the hell the 250 is, yeah, milliliters of the resin. Is this the resin or the hardener? Okay, of the hardener. Of the resin, I'm sorry. 250 milliliters of the resin. That's 2 parts of this. And then I need to pour in 1 part of this, which is going to be half of that. So I got to pour in another 125 milliliters, which will take me up to 375 on here. So I'm going to go ahead and pour that. And then I'm going to start stirring it, and then we can talk. So give me a minute. Give me a minute. Okay, so you're supposed to have on your stuff with this. I'm going to do it without it. If I die, it's y'all fault. Now, this doesn't bother me. So, like I say always, you got to do stuff. Do your due diligence. And if you will hear that behind me, or if you hear something humming, I have my, y'all, I'm sorry. I can't talk and pour at the same time. Okay, 375. I have my air purifier on too also. Hello. Hey, Nikki. So I'm going to go ahead and start stirring while we talk about what we're doing. So earlier today on YouTube, we talked about how we were going to put this item in here. And once I get this stirred up, I'll show you mine. So you have to, well, according to directions on here, you stir for 3 to 5 minutes in a clockwise fashion. Y'all, I see little pieces of color. I must have cleaned this very good. I see a little piece of green or blue in here. Oh, I see. See that color on there? I didn't clean it, so I need to stop hitting them sides. So you stir 3 to 5 minutes of this. And this is, for those of you who don't know, this is deep pour epoxy, okay? This is not regular pouring epoxy. This is deep pour epoxy. It's real easy to stir. It's not as hard as the marine epoxy. I got some marine epoxy here that I poured earlier today. I'm going to have to warm it up again because it got real hard again. I don't know. That's very hard. So what we're going to do, hey, Adele, I'm trying to see who they are on the pictures. Some of y'all pictures I can see. So what we did today, you're supposed to be through with the first layer. So the first layer is that initial layer at the top of this pyramid. Y'all, this is what we're doing for those of you who don't know. I've been doing them on YouTube on live, so I decided to finish it in the group. That way I can answer the question. It's more, it's easier for me to answer the questions in the group than it is for me to do it on each. You want to make your cousin one? You know what? This came out way better. Listen, I told y'all earlier today on YouTube how I had messed up a couple of memorial pieces that I was trying to make. This one has a light. Hold on, I'll turn the light on for you. I had to figure out where it was at. This one has a light, and the one I'm doing now, I'm going to put a light in there also. So this is lit. This light is the one that you can change the batteries. So it's not a one and done light. They can change the batteries when they want to. That's my nephew, by the way, y'all. So, I've been doing this on YouTube, and I wanted to do it with some people because some people, we have been talking about doing memorial pieces, and I have been trying to figure out a good one to make since my aunt passed, and, you know, my nephew was killed 4 days later. So I've been trying to find something to do. I have messed up plenty of them. I'll show you one. I keep my mistakes around for a long time. So what I'm doing now is showing them how to pour. If you want to see the first two, I'll put the videos in the group. And for YouTube, I'll link the videos on here. So if you want to see the first two videos, they're already up. The first one is just talking about drying flowers. And, you know, I did a video on dry flowers because that will have flowers in it. The one that I started on the beginning of this video, where the first part of this series, it doesn't have flowers in it. I actually used these little molds here that you get from, I believe I got these from the Dollar Tree. So I use silicone molds and put epoxy in there. And so I had little colored flowers and hearts on the one that I have now. And that's one with my parents on there. So y'all, I'm wasting time till I finish stirring this. Y'all know that, right? Because the most important, hey, Miss Viola, I was waiting on you. The most important thing in here that I have found is when you put something in there, the buoyancy, that's the word, the buoyancy of the item, you want to make sure your item is secure when you pour the epoxy on there. So for instance, when you put it in there, everything is going to be made upside down. So if you pour on the epoxy, it's going to go up. So you got to make sure. Hey, Adrian! Hey, boo! You got to make sure that you have some way to stabilize that. And look here, y'all, while I was from that YouTube earlier to right now, I done found out I done did something else. So earlier I used a piece of silicone. Not silicone. What the hell is the name of the thing? Earlier I used a piece of epoxy that I made. That's what I used earlier, but I'm finna show you what I'm gonna do now. So this has been about 3 minutes, and so I'm gonna turn the camera and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna get that. But first of all, I'm gonna show you what I'm using. So the one here, let me move that because I'm a messy ass crafter. I knock over stuff. I got so much epoxy on my floor. So the one here, that thing on the inside on this one, that is the Jenga blocks from the Dollar Tree. So that's the Jenga blocks. It's made just like that, like this. I showed them earlier on YouTube how I put together. It's just 4x4x4 Jenga sticks. So that's what I have in that one. But I saw these. I love these little things. I've been buying these forever at the Dollar Tree, and I ain't never figured out what to do with them. So it's the little pails that's in the that light burning the fuck out of my face. I just want y'all to know I love y'all. That light is burning me. So these are in the Dollar Tree, and I was trying to find something to do with it. So I feel like this would be nice. By the way, y'all, that one is my nephew who got murdered in June, and this is my aunt. Y'all been with me through these deaths, so this is one I'm doing with my aunt. This is my aunt right here. So I wanted to use this now. Earlier today, Miss Viola, and I think Nikki was on there earlier, and Miss E, we was on YouTube earlier. So earlier I did this one, and I put the paper in there. However, let me tell you what happened. And I'm going to still use this. I snatched the flower off of it. I'm going to still use it. I just can't use it for this one. And the reason being, when I turned it upside down, it was too high in the thing. So the thing was sticking out. If I would have pressed it down, I would have messed up the flowers. So I had told y'all I was going to do a cylinder one. So I'm just going to use this for the cylinder one. I did snatch a flower off, but I for this one, I put paper on the inside. It made it too high. So what I did, y'all, was I took the paper out and just stuck the flour down in there. I put the hot glue down in there. Hey, Miss Tina. I put the hot glue down in there, and then I stuck the flour in there because it was too high. And then I made my baby breath a little bit shorter. So when I turn it upside down, it'll actually go down in there. Now, y'all know I'm Stephanie. I'm not wasting shit. Those of you that don't know me, I curse, okay? They call me the cursing crafter. But y'all know I'm not wasting anything. So I'm going to use this one and do the cylinder one. The large diamond mold, I have the link is on my YouTube. The videos of this, it have the link for the one right here. Large, no, this pyramid. I don't have the diamond mold. The diamond mold, I have that coming, but this one, I had to take it a loose. Hey, Ardelia, did I speak to you, Miss Viola, and just stick it straight down in there because the flowers were too high. But I'm going to do a cylinder one. I got some more epoxy because I'm almost out of epoxy. Y'all, this epoxy is expensive, so don't be fucking it up, okay? So, we're going to get ready to pour this. Again, you stir it for 3 minutes, y'all. And you have a working time of, let me tell you what the working time, you have a long working time. You got a working time of an hour, of 60 to 80 minutes. So, when I set it down, y'all, I wasn't worried about it starting flash cure. Because for this epoxy, it can do a depth up to 4 inches. That's not 4 inches. That's why I set it down and kept on talking. So, what it is 60 minutes to 80 minutes you have before it starts setting, okay? That's what that means, that work time. You have that long to start working with it. I mean, that long to get it set. So I'm going to turn, let me make sure I don't have any questions first, because I'm going to turn you toward the mold and show you how I feel it. You need a big mold like this. The brand for the epoxy. So this brand of this epoxy is, girl, don't give me the line. Shabibi. It's S-H-A-B-E-B-E. S-H-A-B-E-B-E. Shabibi. That's the kind I have now, but I ordered another kind. I ordered another kind because that's too small for me. You see how much I done used? I done used up almost all of it. If I'm going to be making these, I bought another kind because this didn't have a big bottle when I went on Amazon. So what I have now, let me show you. And I'll be testing this and we'll know if this is going to work. So this is what I bought next. No, it's not equal parts. This is what I bought next. So that one just had the small size, so I bought this next. Tina, on this is 2-to-1. It's 2-to-1 on this epoxy. Shabibi. 2 parts resin, 1 part hardener. It's not as hard as you think. Pour your resin, whatever amount you're going to use for your resin. And then half of that is what you put in for hardener. So it's not as hard as you think. I got some little colors floating in here. It's going to be, I don't know, I should have. Y'all, I'm very particular. It ain't but a little dot, but I got to get it out or it's going to drive me crazy. I need it. I'm a toothpick. Okay, let me leave that alone. Oh, here they go. So, it's 2-to-1 ratio for the deep pour. 2-to-1 ratio for the deep pour. Any other questions? Because if no other, I purchased everything from Amazon. Sorry if it's taking me a while to answer your questions. I keep forgetting to look up, really. I'm used to taping a YouTube video where I just talk and I don't have to answer questions. So sorry about that. But I purchased it from Amazon. If you'll look on the first video that I put out that told what we were going to do, and I'll link that here or in the description, it has a link for everything that I bought. Not saying you have to buy this, but it has a link for everything I bought. So let me tell you what I did differently. So earlier I used this as a stabilizer. I put it down, put the item in there, put this on it, and put tape over it. Okay, but for this one, what I'm going to do, I have my craft stick, my large craft stick, and my Jenga sticks, okay? So these are Jenga sticks, and what I did was hot glue them together because, you know, on that you can pop it off after it get done. So my intention is to put it in like this, put it on the mold, and tape just the handle, okay? That I think that's going to be more stabilizing than putting this and put the tape on it, but we'll see if it'll stay. I hot glued it together. I hot glued it this on the bottom because I can always pop this off. This is metal, so I'll be able to pop it off. Once the epoxy sets, I'll be able to pop this off. So that's my intention. So I'm going to turn you around and we're going to go ahead and place this. Any more questions? Let me make sure. Any more questions before I turn around? Because when I turn it around, I won't be able to see the questions. You'll just be looking at the actual mold. Okay, so I'm going to turn it around. Let me get it situated. Let me move that out the way before I knock over the epoxy. That's the kind of crap I do. Jayla, I might need you to hold this up for me. Let me know if y'all can. Okay, I ain't got it to the thing. Sorry, y'all, if I'm giving y'all a headache. There we go. Is that down? Okay, there we go. So this is the one we're going to do. And what you're going to do when you put your item is actually going to go upside down. So remember that when you're putting your pictures on, put your pictures on the right way on your item, but your item will actually go upside down. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some tape right now, and I'm going to clean this out. I got a couple of little specks, and since this is a clear thing, anything that's in your mold, the epoxy is going to pick it up. So this is a clear item that I'm getting ready to do because you see I didn't put color on the inside. This is a clear item. Reason being I couldn't find the purple that I wanted. I wanted the purple to color them ribbons, but I couldn't find that purple, so I'm just going to leave it clear at the top. So the first thing I'm going to do to prepare my mold is I'm going to spray my mold with some 90% or better alcohol. I got 99.9 and I have the link for that. I'm going to go ahead and just lightly mist my mold. And then I'm going to set my item in there. Okay? So again, different things, you put different things in here. You don't have to put what I put in here. If you'll look in the group, Miss Eve just posted what she put in hers. I'm just showing you what I do. So I'm going to put this in upside down and I'm going to get it where I want it. That's why I use these popsicle sticks. I measured it before I started and know that where I wanted it at, I needed the popsicle stick and 2 other Jenga blocks. So I'm going to put it in there. Make sure I got it centered. And then I'm going to tape this so it won't move. Okay? Just lightly tape. We want to tape it so it won't move. And that's just until it's set on that layer. Once it's set, we'll be good. So before, for those of you who don't know, I had the item in there upside down. I put this on it, then I put tape over this, which you can still do, and it did perfectly. I put tape over that to stabilize it, but I figured this will probably be better. So once I get my item in there, so that's how it's gonna look upright. So you can actually see through this. So that's how it's going to look upright. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pour to the bottom of this item, okay? I don't want to over pour it. And the reason I don't want to over pour it, I'm going to show you this one, is because I have colors under there. Because I don't want to see the bottom of my bucket like I didn't want to see the bottom of this. So I just poured the clear to the bottom of this item. So that's what I'm going to do for this. Hopefully this is enough epoxy. If not, I'll just make some more. And I did that before. You know, like I say, this got a 60 to 80 minute set time. So if I find that I don't have enough, I can go back and make some more. And you won't see them rings where you'll see different layers. You won't see this because it has such a long working time. And it only takes 3 minutes to stir it up. Okay, so when I pour this, all I do is just pour it down. I'm sorry. My camera. Oh, shit. I'm back, y'all. I dropped my camera. So my camera stand wasn't tight. So let me tighten up the stand. It was flipping around. Okay, I'm going to put you back in now. Hopefully I don't drop it this time. Okay. So when I pour this in, man, it's a lot of little stuff floating in there. I'm not liking that. I hope it settled to the bottom. Okay, I just pour it straight down the side. Okay, I'm going to take my time when I'm pouring it in. Make sure that my item is staying stabilized. It is so far. Now, what you have to realize about these items you putting in here, they got a lot of air pockets in there, so you'll get a lot of air pockets coming up. I'm hoping them little pieces just float away, go away, or do whatever they're gonna do. Okay. So let me turn this around. Thank you, baby. Okay, it's staying stable. I'm going to make some more because it's not covering up that. Remember, I didn't do that top layer. So, I'm going to make some more. I'm going to make some more epoxy and cover up to the bottom. Are there any questions as of right now? Because that's where I'm going to stop at. And then we're going to come back and we're going to do the other layers. We can probably come back in probably about an hour. Let me turn off this light. God damn. Can y'all see me? I'm dark as hell. I just moved the camera. It's hot as heck in there. That little corner. That light ain't no joke. Okay, so. Any questions? So that layer right there is the clear layer where you see all the pictures at, okay? Where you see, where you're going to put your items that you want to see. Like I said, Miss Eve is doing one. She has a guitar. She's doing one for her brother. She has a guitar in there. Look like a lot of different things. I'm looking at hers because it's so pretty. This is not the only way you can make it. This is just what I did. You can put some of anything in there. You can do like Miss Tracy do them a lot. And Tracy just make them lamps, you know, where you put the lights in there and she put different color layers. I just wanted it for a memorial. So what I'm going to do now, that layer is good. I'm going to eat dinner. Then I'll come back and do the next layer where the lights set. Not on that one, because that's not going to be ready for a minute, okay? Not on that one, but I have one that I poured yesterday. Like I told y'all earlier, I'm doing this. I was doing it on YouTube, but now I'm going to finish it in the group and then just post it on YouTube. So we're going step by step. I'm doing more than one at a time, so I have them in different stages. So once you do this, once you pour this, now you're going to do your bubble maintenance. And what I mean by bubble maintenance is you're going to watch it to see when the bubbles rise so you can get them to dissipate. For me, personally, I use the alcohol. I have a torch. Let me show you. I have a torch, but I have no idea how to work it. I be burning up crap. I set the paint on fire. Then I have a little torch, but it don't work for me. Okay? It don't work for me. Alcohol is what I use. So during your bubble maintenance, you're going to wait and see if the air bubbles coming up. You will see them come up and you'll see them eventually stop coming up. Now, I'm not going to tell you how long to watch your epoxy, because once the air bubbles stop and you get them all to dissipate, then you're going to cover it and just leave it alone. I can't tell you how long it's going to take for your mixture, because the way you mix it is where the air comes from. If you mix it slow, you'll have less bubbles. If you mix it fast, you might have more. If you bring your stick in and out, then you're incorporating more air. So what I will tell you is what to look for. You're going to look for the initial rise of the air. This is long. This has a long work time. This has 60 to 80 minute work time. So it ain't going to start doing anything for about 35, 45 minutes. So you can walk off and come back in about 45 minutes where you're going to start checking. Since this is a large mold, do we need to spray with mold? I never use mold release, okay? What I do when I try, if I have to use it, if I'm pulling it out and it don't, I put some soapy water in there. That's what I do. But you don't need mold release. This one, when you take it out, you roll the mold down. It's very pliable. It's not a hard mold that you got to pop something out. This mold, you can actually take it and just roll it down, and you can push out your pyramid. So you don't need mold release for this. If you need mold release, it's messed up. It's stuck on there, ain't coming out. But you're not gonna need it. But what you're looking for is the bubble release. So you're going to get the initial bubble release. I say about 35, 45 minutes. I keep looking at it. Now, this for deep pour. For regular epoxy, 5 or 10 minutes you need to be watching. For deep pour, about 30, 45 minutes. Like, I got enough time to go over there and make some more epoxy to fill it up where I want to. And then it'll start releasing. You'll do your first one, whatever you're going to do with the torch. You're going to do it with the alcohol. You're going to pop the bubbles with the toothpick, whatever you do. Once you do that initial one, wait about 15 minutes to see if something else going to come up. If nothing come up, then wait another 15 minutes just for this one, because remember, this is deep pour. So it's a long work time. After that third time, you should be good. Just cover it up and forget about it till you get ready for the second step. The next step, not second step, but the step after this is going to be placing your lights. If you're going to put lights, okay? You might not want to put lights until your bottom layer. Hey, Mr. Lees. Hey, Khalees. Hey, Samantha. So, you want to make sure, this is another thing, same thing with dominoes or whatever you're doing. You want to know your work time with your epoxy, okay? When it says work time, that's how long you got to work for. I know some of y'all be like, well, I was doing that epoxy and it got real hot. Well, you went past the work time. So when you're buying your epoxy, if you're slow as hell, you don't want no 15-minute work time epoxy, because you're going to burn it up. You're going to burn everything up. Hey, Levon. So the work time is when it actually start working. So again, this one is 60 to 80 minutes. I still got to make some more to put on there because I didn't make enough. I forgot I didn't do that portion at the bottom. But if you do the portion at the bottom, I'll tell you what I use. Those of you that come in late, I use 250 milliliters of the resin and 125 milliliters of the hardener, which is a 2-to-1 ratio, which gave me 375 milliliters. Is what I used in the first one that I showed you. Let me show you. So this portion right here is 375 milliliters of clear deep pore epoxy. This portion right here is whatever, I didn't measure, but that's just regular epoxy. And this at the bottom is regular epoxy also. And the reason I didn't measure it, I made what I thought would work in there, and then I poured the rest of it. You know, I tell y'all I always have little molds setting out. So, are there any other questions? I guess I could just go ahead and show y'all how I set out the lights, and then we might not have to do that live because I already got some lights set out. So, let me bring y'all back over here to my area. This one right here is one I did earlier. That's hard right there, okay. I waited until it set, so I put it in at 5:30 yesterday in the evening, and when I got up this morning at about 6 o'clock, I went ahead and I put the lights on there. So just to put the lights, I just put them on there, and I use hot glue. Hot glue. Make sure when you're putting your lights that you don't put anything too close to the side. If you lay it directly on the side, the epoxy is going to go around it. When you take this out, it's going to be sticking out, okay? So you don't want it laying exactly on the side because the epoxy is going to go around it. It's going to form around it. And when you take it out, you're going to be able to feel that item if the item ain't just all the way sticking out. So when you put your lights, you want them toward the inside. You want them around your item. You want them around your item. You don't want to put them on the bottom of that because, hell, you ain't going to be able to see it unless you put some holes in there or something. But you want to put it around your items, spread it out, but you don't want it on the edge of the mold. If it's touching the mold, the epoxy is going to go around it, and whatever it is, it's going to be sticking out of your mold, okay? Unless that's what you want. That might be a good idea. So once you do that and you put your lights in there, once your lights get in there, then you only have this much left, and then you're doing regular epoxy, okay? You're doing regular epoxy, the regular way you do it. You do your layers like you was doing layers on the dominoes or whatever you make epoxy with. So for instance, I use this one. Come see if I can get my daughter to take it to the mother tomorrow. For this one, I had that initial layer. And I use white because I want it to look like a cloud. And I'm going to do the same thing on that one. I like the little white look around there. I use white, and then I use some clear with some green alcohol ink. And I mixed it with the white. Like I poured a strip of white, poured a strip of green. If you'll look right there, pour the strip of white, pour the strip of green. You use my toothpick and everything to move it around. And that's just a thin layer. Then this thicker layer, that's white, green, and alcohol ink again. Poured it in there, moved it around. And my last layer on here is foil. Clear and this got gold and green foil. So the foil I have all the colors. I don't just have the gold and the silver. I have all the colors. So are there any questions? And when I get ready to, well, y'all don't want to see me pour nothing. That other part is just, like I said, regular epoxy. But I'll show y'all how I play around with it. I just put it in there and start moving it back and forth. And that's how I got, y'all see that? It look like a little waterfall. That's what I was trying to do, make it look like, you know, that pretty green water, that clear water when you go to the different islands. Some of it clear blue, some of it clear green. So green was the color for my nephew, so I wanted the green water, a little serene. So that's why I came up with that. Any other questions? No questions? Okay, y'all. Where can I get them all? Okay, I'll put the link in there right after this. Or you can go to YouTube and look at my video that announced it, that I put up Sunday. It's like a 2-minute video that says materials for this. The link is in there, but I'll put it in the group. I'll put it in the group also. Matter of fact, the video is in the group. It's like a 2.5-minute video. It's got the mold, it's got the lights, it's got the epoxy. It's got Everything. All the stuff I used, I put the links on there, okay? It's got the link, I think, for the 99% alcohol. It's got all them links on there. So, I'm going to let y'all go, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.